Good morning, everyone. Hi. Today, we're gonna be working on this guy. He looks like a jerk. Hold on. The paints I pulled aside are kind of confusing the sensor. Right. He looks like a dick. So, good morning, everyone. This is Dyson Dungeons, our painting stream where we paint miniatures and just sort of try and have a cool, relaxing... You're gonna have an aneurysm unless you can watch us paint for 26 hours straight. Well, we paint for 12 hours a week on stream, so we'll have to bump that up a little. This is our Dyson Dungeons stream where we paint miniatures, obviously, since that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna take a little quick photo / video of this guy. Alright, we'll start our day off with a big flip, okay? I hope you're ready. I have a little cobblestone wall. There I am. So, as I said, this is our painting stream. We also do use these minis and stuff in our D&D stream. We do Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Otherwise, you can check out us painting Monday, Wednesday, and today, Friday, at 10 a.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. You're very excited for this morning. These are my primary colors I'm planning to use today for this guy. These are sort of accent colors up here. And this is gonna be his skin color. These are gonna be his primary clothes colors. We're gonna go for sort of a regal blue and red look. That's my plan, at least. And I need to decide a color for the fur in this outfit. I'm thinking maybe a light brown fur. So I hope everyone's having a good Friday as we start off here. I'm going to just maybe I'll do the flat earth here with an umber wash for the fur. So I'll pull that out as well. And then, of course, I have some washes. I have an umber wash and a dark gray wash I'll probably be using at the end. But how's everyone's Friday going so far? I know we have some excited chatters right now. Very high energy. It's going, I don't know if that's good or bad. Well, you can help me decide. Should his main outfit, should that be red or blue? And then his cape will be the opposite color. No, you can keep the energy going. That's fine with me. Go for it. So is he wearing a blue outfit with a red cape or a red outfit with a blue cape? I guess is my question here. What I sort of have to decide. He has some fancy shoes too, with some cat hair, because I have a cat, 2 cats that get cat hair everywhere. So he's either wearing a blue outfit or a blue cape. I'm feeling maybe blue outfit, red cape. Okay, so you agree with me. Then I'll go with that. Yeah. You can't tone down the flip. Yeah, you can't tone down the flip. Alright, so I'm going to be starting us off with the blue. So the most troublesome part of this figure is going to be this space back here between the back and the cloak. I might have to go back and forth a little. You can't handle this delicate painting work in all its rotating glory. Exactly. I have my little painting handle here that I can easily rotate the figure. It's very exciting stuff. So I'm just gonna start roughing in some colors to start us off today. Especially back here where it's gonna be a little difficult. I don't know, should I have the camera closer or further away so you can like see the full thing? Sometimes I feel like I have the camera too close. Maybe like that? Is that better? I never know quite where to stick the camera. The upside of this being the worst area is that you can barely see it, so if it's slightly messed up. Okay, that's good. Great. The problem is, like, I've had 2 other people paint before today, so my dad and my wife have both painted on stream since I last have, so everything is, like, in a completely different place. And moved. So, roughing in these colors, it's gonna be a little messy. I'm gonna be cleaning it up. If you've watched the show before, I say this every time. And he has sort of a tabbardy thing up front too, so we'll see. I might do that in an accent color here. He actually has like a little cigar too in his hand. I don't know how well you can see that. He has a goblet and a cigar. You're gonna have to take that off since I only record. I'm pretty sure it's one of those like cigars that only rich people can afford because they're like $5,000 a cigar or whatever. I actually know absolutely nothing about cigars other than what I see in TV and movies. He's definitely one of those people who has, like, one of those rooms dedicated to holding cigars and nothing else. It's like Cuban cigars are like the super expensive ones here in the States, right? Like, so whatever, he has a window, he stands and looks down and thinks that how much he doesn't yeah. They're expensive though because we like have all sorts of like tariffs and stuff because, you know, America can't stand communism. Right? So I guess there must be a fantasy equivalent in this guy's world. Every Cuban cigar was smuggled here. Oh, okay, yeah. I see. Yeah, this guy definitely had passed a law to keep, specifically just to keep something he thinks he likes out of the hands of people who can't afford it. That's the kind of person we're dealing with this paint mini today. I do a little touch up here of color where so this is sort of the blue that we're going with, and he has these like I don't know, I have no idea what this style is called. You know those like weird shoulder things where they have like one color and then like it alternates colors. Yes, things like that. So the lower color I'm gonna do in blue. One of those sort of like fancy shoulder things. Alternating color fancy shoulder things. That Disney villains always have. In reference to, I think, the bad guy in Notre Dame, Hunchback of Notre Dame and Pocahontas both have them. I'm gonna call them rich person stripy shoulders. Alright. I'm gonna close up my blue for now and let that sort of settle, and then we're gonna tackle the red next, which will be primarily the cape, but I might also do the tabard base in red and sort of build up from there. The gem on his neck I'm planning to do as an emerald with this green to sort of pop out. And then we're gonna have a lot of, I'm trying to decide, I have brass and I have gold. He'll probably have some gold for some of it, brass for some of what he's wearing. People excited for the weekend. I like this scarlet red. It's a little bit of an off red, darker red. So it ends up pretty nice. It goes on fairly bright like that, but as it dries it actually darkens up a little. So. And then of course I'll be washing it as well. So it'll be a much more muted color by the end. And then the lining of this cape is going to be something else. The outside edge lining. So, there's a lot of surface area to cover with this cape, obviously. It's a legally distinct and unique evil patriot clone, right? Is that just because it's like red and white and blue right now, or is the patriot from like a superhero thing? I don't watch the more like I don't do great with like media where everyone is horrible. But I know like there's like The Boys and Umbrella Academy and stuff. And I feel like that's like one of those like Superman but evil sort of characters. I might be thinking of Homelander though. Yeah. Seems very Homeland. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought you were. Gotcha. So it's Homelander. Because I'm like, I appreciate those sort of shows. Homelander is Trump's Superman and Boys That Horrifying. Yeah, it sounds like it. Alright, so we have the outside of the cape, which is the easy part. The harder part's the backside here, because I want to try and not necessarily hit his body. So, what I'm gonna do to accomplish that is, I'll put the brush down before I go back. So I put the brush down and then I push it up into the backside of the cape. And hopefully, I don't get the color everywhere else. It just sort of helps me control it. He finds a new way to threaten you in every scene, and he does it again and again without overtime. Yeah, see, that sounds way too much for me. Like, I mostly do well with happier humor, happier, funnier media. And I'm sure I'm sure it has lots of sort of dark comedy in it as well, probably. But yeah, that intensity I cannot handle very well. Like, I started ages ago trying to watch Breaking Bad, and I was just like getting anxiety attacks. Teenagers that, like, yeah, exactly, like teenagers that solve magic crimes. Precisely. Like, I tried to watch Breaking Bad and I was just getting like active anxiety problems just from watching it, so I just sort of stopped. Okay, I have to hold him at a very weird angle to try and get under this cape. So, I apologize if it's a little hard to see. And part of the problem is they make a lot of very intense TV nowadays. And I think intense is the right word for it. That sort of. But there's a lot of people who really like it, and that's fair. I just like... cannot deal with it. But it's definitely like a specific brand of intense, because I can deal with some intense things, like I like John Wick, for example. You know, it's like just intense action all the time. It's usually when it's more like drawn out and not so frantic of an energy. I'm actually gonna pop him off my little handle for a second here, because I have to get really awkwardly down under and back. This is a very difficult angle. Because of the folds. And I'll have to repaint a little bit of this robe, but I can reach that without so much of an issue. It's just sort of the way his cape is shaped and like folds on itself. It's very difficult. I think I'm almost there. At least I got it enough where I can't see any issues. which means anyone looking at the figure shouldn't be able to see them either, hopefully. Okay, so the cape is painted in. I'm going to do a couple, well, I have the red out. I'm going to do a couple other parts of him that I want to do in this red. Switching to a smaller brush for this, though. So he has this sort of tabard-y thing. And I want to do it in the base part in red. I probably won't. There's a lot of little details in it I'll probably go over with a metallic. Like gold, but I want to get down in the cracks and crevices with the red here, and I'm just gonna keep going down, and then I'm also gonna do his little evil rich guy shoulder stripey bits with the red. But yeah, I'm bad with like slow, intense scenes, and I'm bad with like depictions of drug use usually in cinema and in film and TV. So I end up like, it ends up ruling out like 80% of the shows that come out nowadays. For me. At least that's what it feels like. Give them some. Exactly, and that's that's sort of the what I watch. I watch a lot of Star Wars. You know, I watch the Marvel stuff. I usually only watch it like one time through, though. The Star Wars I watch more. But yeah, like, that's the sort of intensity that I sort of settle at. Although I'm really enjoying Miss Marvel right now. The cinematography and editing on it are fantastic. The character acting is really, really good. I love the effects they've been doing with like integrating text and stuff into the screen. I've been enjoying it. Alright, now when I get to these shoulder stripey things, I'm going to try and be a little more careful. Yeah, I haven't watched the latest episode yet, but other than that, I'm caught up on it, but it's been a lot of fun. The main actress, who I don't know any actor or actress's names, she's portraying her really well. And the mom is very adorable in like a mom sort of way. I think I'm enjoying it more than even like Loki and stuff. Which I love Loki, but like I don't know, this has a lot of emotion and heart to it. That you don't get in a lot of other Marvel stuff. Especially the TV. I'm sure I'll be coming back and touching up various parts of this too. But we're gonna just keep forging ahead with roughing in the basic colors. Like I'm gonna get red in the cracks and crevices here, so that when I come and do the higher parts, it's not so difficult to get that red down below. It's very messy right now. But I like to do this sort of sketch phase where I'm just getting the colors in very roughly first, and then once all the colors are roughly where they're supposed to be, I can do a lot of cleanup and refining and sort of just tackle at one tiny spot at a time. It's a lot easier for me to process when it's all one big primed piece. I can't really see what's what as well. Like my brain doesn't process it quite as well. So I like to do this sort of early sketch phase and get the colors basically where they need to be. How I handle it, generally speaking. And then once I get that, it's just a matter of just refining it down, and then I can finish and wash it and fancy it all up. But down around the armpit there. So before I go back and do any blue, I'm gonna start doing some of the other colors here, like the cowl and the skin tone, things like that. Probably the boots, some of the leather maybe. And it'll slowly start to clean itself up as I go, and so I have like this red down here that makes it look really messy, but I'm going to be going over that with the lining of the cloak. The edging, I guess, maybe is the right word. Let's see. I'm gonna do some skin tone next. And this guy seems like he doesn't get out much, so I'm gonna go with a lighter deckhand color, it's called. And just get it colored in roughly. Because he actually has little bangles on his wrists that will be painted over. Probably with gold. I feel like, you know, he's the type who would do that. Then after this hand dries, I'll come in and paint this cigar that he's holding. A brown of some sort, I'm guessing. Because cigars, I feel like, are brown. He's all jaundiced. Well, also, like, if he's smoking cigars all the time, doesn't that also, like, mess with your skin? If he wasn't, I don't know, maybe he has some vampire energy going on here. Right? I'm gonna go slightly up over the hairline with his face and everything. Apparently I have like a little red on my brush, that's weird. I got a little red in that. A big deal though. And this isn't like his final skin color, because there will be a wash portion and then a highlight portion. Sort of fancy up his face a little. Again, at this point we are roughing in a lot of colors. Oh, I'm gonna try and get down on his neck a little here too. I'll be able to clean up of that later on. I'm gonna pull out the leather brown. And this is a sort of a bright orangish brown, but it takes an umber wash really well. So it ends up giving you a nice leather look when it is finished. And we're gonna start with the shoes here. And there are details on the shoes I will be getting to, but I want to get this sort of base color in here. Oh, does anyone have big weekend plans? Anything like that? My primary weekend plans are my wife had her birthday the other day on the 6th, and I tried to make her birthday go for a while, so we'll probably be doing some birthday stuff. Your plan, so it's a zoo and lots of crocheting and market prep. Yeah, how have things been going on that front with like this is like the market time of year, isn't it? Like farmers markets and events and stuff. Hopefully that's all going well. I was thinking of making his shoes like metal or something, but I figured this guy's actually just going for comfort is like his only real goal. So, and showing off. So I figured he'd actually not have metal shoes. You made Killing It as a Pride Festival the rest of the month on Thursday. That's pretty cool. I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. I'm betting summers are a great time for those. Sorts of things. Just painting in his belt a little here. And I'm aware some cleaning up is gonna have to happen here, so. The big thing is This is your second season doing events, and you've got something going almost every month. Wow. That sounds slightly exhausting, but also very exciting. But I'm also a huge introvert, so like, yeah. I feel like a hero to this villain would just look the same, but just wears a pink loincloth and just sort of like the exact opposite. Yeah, I'm a big time introvert, so going to those big events is always very like it's exhausting for me to go just to like enjoy going, let alone hosting an event like that, or like hosting a stand, table, whatever the term is. Now, I'm gonna use the gold here. The gold is an extremely thick color, the paint, for whatever reason. So I'm probably gonna try and get a little, like just thin it down a little here. And I'm using this as a highlight color, so it's kind of... It's also fairly translucent, the color, so we'll see how this goes. So he has like a chain here, for example, that I'm gonna wanna roughen. Might have thinned it slightly too much, but I can work with that. I find, generally speaking, it's easier to work with an overly thinned paint than with an too thick paint, so I try to err on the side of that. It's gonna be like the most annoying part, this down here in the cloak on the bottom. I'm gonna actually, again, pull him off so I can sort of flip him upside down and see what I'm doing, hopefully. I have no idea how visible this is, but it's a very awkward angle. Okay. That's probably good enough there for what you can see. Put them back on my handle. And we're gonna keep going with the gold to line the outside of the cloak now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean up some of this cloak with some red. I can see that already. But I want to get some of this gold roughly where it belongs. But this is all part of the roughen stage I'm doing here. And then we'll clean it all up down the road. But yeah, for my weekend, I'm keeping my plans pretty open because, at least on my end, I don't know what we're doing. I'm leaving it up to Lexi. She might just want to, like, sleep the whole weekend. As far as I know. But if you're still there, Kit Kat, what are you crocheting recently? Like, what's been, or what's been some of your like most popular crochets? I know you do some adorable bees, for example. This week it's been bananas, wall hangings, and whales. Currently working on cows. Once those are done, you'll be finishing frogs. Wow, that's quite... Whoops. I just dropped my brush all over my hand. Okay, I have a gold wrist. That sounds like quite a nice mix. Trip to Michael's for some cotton yarn for can cozies. Nice. What sort of whales are they? Like humpback whales, just like sort of cartoony, sort of like generic whale shape. Legally unique and distinct Eevee collection. I slightly messed up where I put that gold because I was thinking about all the Eevees. But that's okay. I have to clean up a lot of this, so. Pivy or Kawaii. Okay, nice. So it's like, yeah. That's sort of like a blob with a tail. Those are always adorable. Although I'm actually, and you know, this might be weird to a lot of people, I'm actually really scared of whales. They're like way too big. I can't like deal with it. I'm scared of like the water, open water, where you like feet can't touch the bottom. And then like big things in the water on top of that just like freak me out real bad. So I'm actually pretty scared of whales. Real life whales, at least. I think cutesy whales like that I think are cute, but things that are big enough to swallow you whole freak me out. You get open water, but you can't keep yourself away from large bodies of water? Yeah. Like, so you end up going to the beach and stuff, even though you're, like, terrified of open water. I get that. I don't do great on boats. I don't do good flying over large bodies of water. I think it's like thalassophobia, like from like the Greek thassa, which is like ocean. Like, I have a recurring nightmare where we're at, like, some aquarium where they just have, like, whales, like, live whales all over in humongous tanks. And then there's, like, a tank, like, the top of a tank or a swimming pool or something with, like, a whale in it. And I always end up getting, like, shoved into it or something and falling into this humongous tank with a whale. And then I usually wake up out of, freaking out. I don't know, that's probably a weird nightmare to have. But, because I know whales are, like, not aggressive, typically. They're just too big. Far too big. Yeah, it does depend on the whale there. My kid asked why I'm so scared of water last week. I explained to him why. The only thing he said is, oh yeah, the sounds all... Oh. I'm guessing, did you have something bad happen in the water? I'm sorry. Yeah. It's just like... Yeah, killer whales are jerks. They are the ocean's jerks. Like... They will kill things for fun and stuff like that. I know you're only seeing, like, the bottom of the handle right now, and I'm sorry about that. Okay. The frat boys are going to video of the ocean, right? Yeah. Exactly. I mean, yeah, and dolphins will actually, some dolphins will do stuff like that too. Like, dolphins are usually friendly, I know, but like, they'll run into other dolphins or like sharks and stuff that aren't threatening them or doing anything, and they'll just like kill them with that. At least that's what I've heard. Dolphins are not as friendly as the PR they have says they are. But I think whales can actually sense that I'm scared of them, because I've been whale watching twice under duress. And by duress, I mean Lexi really, really, really wanted to go whale watching recently, and one time I was a kid and didn't have a choice. And both times the whales decided, like, hey, we're gonna come up like right to the boat and just sort of play around and like almost like rub up against the boat that's just sort of sitting there. Like these weren't like the we're going to charge up to the whales sorts of like unethical whale tours. They get up to where they're in viewing range, like you can see them, and then they just cut their engines and sit there and stuff. And like the two times I've gone, the whales are like, hey, there's a thing, let's go over and scare the person who's in the boat, and they like just sit there and like circle the boat like really close to it, and it was really terrifying. Everyone else was very excited though, because usually you're only seeing them from a bit of a distance, and you get to see the tail and the blow things. These guys were not feeding or anything, they were just like playing around. Where the crew was like stopping what they were doing to take pictures. sort of stuff. So the 2 times I've been coerced into whale watching, that's happened. So I think they can smell my fear and revel in it. That's my working theory. Because everyone's like, this has never happened before. Oh my god, they're so close. They came right up to us. And I'm like, every time I see a whale, they do this. That's my whale experience. Honestly, I'm probably afraid of whales because of that time we went whale watching with a kid when I was a kid. And they could tell that they wanted to scar me for life. That is a struggle for me too, because Lexi's always like, I want to swim with dolphins and do like. I mean, we haven't ever been to a place where you can swim with dolphins, but like, she's always like, I really want to do that someday, you know. Although her favorite's stingrays. Like her favoriteest animal of all. That and otters. Unsurprisingly, I prefer terrestrial animals. He loves skunks. You think they're the cutest little silly spur balls. Trying to convince the husband to get one after the dogs are gone. No luck in that just yet. Yeah, Lexi actually adores skunks too. I think they're pretty cute, but she's like really into skunks. The problem with skunks in Michigan is that they're pretty hard to they're like, as pets, they're fairly regulated. You have to keep them outside, I think, or like have a hutch outside where they can live, as per like Michigan regulation. But they are super adorable, and they like to cuddle and stuff like that. I think one of the bigger hurdles for skunks is they have a very like, you have to be very controlled with their diet. You know, like lots of fruits and veggies and not much else. Because they can get like health issues really quick with diet stuff. But Michigan's a lot weirder about some animals' laws than other states. But I have heard they're very, very affectionate and very cute. I'm gonna take a small brush here and start putting in some hair. I like how this brush is applying it. That was like a 1 or 2 here. Chocolate or lavender skunk. Yeah. They're very, very, very cute, and the colors are great. I think Lexi likes the lavender skunk too. I think you also have to, as a pet, if you own one as a pet, you have to have their little smell snack, for lack of the proper term, removed. Which isn't a dissimilar procedure to like spaying. So those are some roughed in colors here, but getting some of the roughed in color. Yeah, all domestic skunks descended from tiny babies, and they get spayed and neuters as well as small skunks from. Yeah. You have to find like exotic pets too. And yes, there's like a gland in the back and the butt area that it's like a little surgical procedure to pull out the gland that produces and sprays the stinky stuff. So then they're just like a little. It's sort of like a, I don't know, having a chinchilla or something at that point. Like most small rodents, they're a little fragile, like health-wise, so you have to be careful. But it's not that dissimilar from having like a rabbit. At least as far as I understand. Okay, so I think I have all the colors really, really rough in here. There's a lot of cleanup and refining and stuff to do, and some detail like the belt. I'm gonna put some silver studs on it, but that's gonna be later. The first step really is to do a whole lot of cleanup. But this is roughly his coloration before we get to doing details and washing. I'm gonna do a little. I'm trying to do more videos so that eventually I can cut them all together. And do sort of like a time wipe effect. Sort of thing, where like I go like, ooh, it's spinning on painted, ooh, it's spinning partially painted, ooh, it's finished, you know? So we can post those on like Instagram and stuff like that. I just, I need to remember to take the videos as I'm doing it. But I'm gonna start doing the cleanup process. Just starting to get all the lines more defined, get things looking cleaner, stuff like that. So I'm gonna start in again with the blue that I started with originally. Clean up all the surfaces. Cover up areas where it's splashed over. Try and help define edges and lines a little more. Now that I sort of know where things are. So I'm wanting to be a little more delicate. But part of the reason this process helps me do that is it stops being like, here's a whole thing you have to paint, and it just becomes like all you have to focus on is cleaning up like this little bit of gold here, for example. It makes it a little easier for my brain to comprehend what I have to do. I'm sure there are people out there who just are like, I'm going to have it do the finished paint first and just be very careful the whole way through. But I cannot do that. At least I can't easily do that. Sort of makes it turns a big project into a micro one. I dropped my brush. Clean that up. I try and sort of make notes in my head as I'm going through with one color where another color might need to be cleaned up, or if I make a mistake and now I have to clean that area up. So for example, I haven't done his little wristbands yet in gold, so I'm making a note to myself in my head that I'll hopefully remember that I need to paint those wristlet thingies in when I have the gold out. Luckily, there's not too terribly much blue for me to do right now. The red will be more of a cleanup. Before I tackle the red though, because I'm going to be going in and around the face a bit, I'm going to do the face cleanup first. To that end, I am going to use my super duper fine brush. I think. I can get it to hold the paint right. To get down into those super sort of crevices where the neck is and stuff. Do. This is where you start getting a little more fiddly with your paints. I'm sort of noting I did not paint the cigar yet or the inside of the cup. Those are gonna have to happen at some point here. Okay. So I think I need to pull out the red and just start doing. The red has the most cleanup on it right now. So if I can parse down how much red cleanup there needs to happen, I can start tackling other parts more easily. But the red is far and away the messiest color right now. So we will attempt to tackle that. This bottle is almost empty. I apologize, I'm really focusing in here. There'll be a little gold cleanup on top of that, but that's better. Again, a little cleanup to do there, but not too bad. There's a lot of like a sort of back and forth, a push and pull that happens with detail in my experience. You get one thing cleaned and then it's slightly off the other way and you go back and do it again, and just eventually get there. Get this cape lining now. The gold did spill over a little here in various spots. And I find the best way to tackle that is to start out a little and push in towards the spot that needs touching up. That way you can sort of just control where your brush goes a little better. Like that. At least the cape's looking a little better. The tabard needs a lot of work, but okay. Sorry, I was just looking over everything. So he's coming along. Obviously, he has a lot of detail left to do. I'm probably going to do the gold cleanup a little and then add some silver highlights as well. It'll probably be my next step. There's a couple spots where I want to put some silver. Namely the belt and the boots, the leather stuff. I want to add some silver bits to it. I'll probably put a little wine or something. Actually, maybe I'll just give him some red wine, since that'll show better anyway. And I have the red right here. There we go. Just a little red in the cup. I'll probably do the gold next here. Get his wristbands on, clean up some of the lines in the gold. It's a little translucent, so there's some areas where it's a little thin as well that I want to reintroduce the gold to make it a little easier, a little more saturated, a little easier to see. There's one or two spots on the cape here, for example, where the red is actually up over the gold. Great. There. It's a little thin here, the gold, so I'm gonna go over with another coat, make that a little more saturated. It's the same story here. And part of that is because of the consistency of the paint. This specific gold likes to either be too thick, or if I try to thin it, too thin. It doesn't really like to be just right, I found. So I have to be fairly careful with my application as a result. I actually kind of find it easier to do almost a dry brush, because it will tend to glob in and then I have to back it off. And one area I forgot to do and want to do is the emerald medallion. I want to get a little gold around the outside edge, and to do that I'm going to paint over the green a little and then paint the middle in again. This is just to give it sort of the hint of the setting that the emerald is in. Mostly trying to sort of push it down around the edge. Getting a lot of little teeny tiny annoying details put in here. Hopefully a little bit of stuff cleaned out. There, that has the... Now his little emerald has more of a setting around it. There'll probably be a little cleanup with the red as we go, but it'll do for now. Just doing very fine touch-up here. Okay, so he's coming along. He's getting a little better each time. I'm gonna add some silver highlights now, delicately if possible. We'll see how possible that is. Brush clean. And in 10 minutes or so, I'm going to take a little break. And then we'll be back to keep going on this guy. Hopefully finish him up by the end of the day. We're going to have to do some face detailing, things like that. Just a lot of little bits of work, but I think he's looking pretty good for a jerk. So he has these little studs on his belt. I'm going to try and I'm doing this because I'm gonna have to do the leather cleanup soon, but I'm getting some silver on each of those studs so that I can then clean up around them. And I already have leather cleanup to do, so this isn't adding too terribly much work for me. But get those little studs in there for a little shininess. And then he also has some patterning in the lower part of his tabard that I'm going to do in silver just as a break from the gold. I'm going to try and delicately fill in. Oh, that one was just a mess, but that's okay. I can clean that up later. Since I have to clean it up, I'm just gonna get them put in. More what I was going for, but you know. Not always gonna be perfect. So those are some silver highlights. I am going to take my flat earth, clean up the fur a little while that dries, and get his cigar painted on. So right now, that's like the one unpainted thing on this guy right now. I'm also going to get marginally distracted by a small thing and just want to fix it. So bear with me. That happens. Alright, let's start with our cigar here. He has it like between two fingers. I only got way too much on the brush. It's okay. Don't have to do too terribly much cleanup on the fingers, luckily. Just some. But that helps get his little cigar in. And I think I'm going to take, well, I have the brown out, so I'm gonna do the fur cleanup quick here. There shouldn't be too terribly much. There's a little back here. It's mostly where either the hair got on it or it didn't dry perfectly. It's where the fur is at.
And then another spot I keep forgetting to do, but we'll do now, so I stop forgetting, are his little wrists, his wristlet things. Great. Bracelets, I guess? I don't know. They'll need a little cleaning, obviously. But he has little cuffs, so. Want to paint those in. Okay. There's the cuffs roughed in. I'll have to clean the blue up a little. There's a spot or two that were a little messy since I'm messing with the gold right now. The cup he's holding has a little bit thin areas. A little translucent, so let's touch those up. And that gold's getting, the gold I have out is getting a little gummy, so it's not ideal right now. But I want to try and use it. We're coming along. Coming along. I have leather to clean up. I'm gonna take... We have this orange, which is sort of fine. It's a little thin. This is just a little quick side thing before I take my break. I'm gonna take a spot of orange. Way too much there. And stick it on the end of his cigar. To give it, like, he has it lit. Alright, so this is still quite rough. I have a lot to clean up. I have leather, I have more red to clean up, things like that. I want to put some silver on his boots.
as well before I do the leather. I might actually just do that quick because my silver is gonna dry out, and if I don't have to pour more, I don't want to. He has like little plates on the fronts of his boots here. And since I have to clean it up later, I'm actually going to go from the outside in and clean it up with the leather later. But he has like this little fancy plate on the front of his shoe. So I want to get those painted in. Before I take a little break. Okay, so here is our rough asshole noble guy coming along. Let's see if I can get him. So obviously I have leather to clean up. I have that red tabard to clean up. His face needs to be done. All sorts of stuff before I can get to washing him and sort of making him less flat than he is right now. Probably clean up the hands a bit with the things he's holding. All of that. But as you can see, he's coming along. So I'm going to take another little video for social media. And take a quick break. Please stick around. We love having you here. We love chatting and all of that. And I'll be back to hopefully finish him up by the end of today. So, talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Hello. So, we are working this. Sorry. I was taking a break. Kind of want brain dead. Welcome back. This is Dyson Dungeons. Just coming back from my little break here. Today we're working on this human noble guy who is coming along alright so far. Having a little focusing issue. There we go. So I have some cleanup to do. Some leather cleanup, some red cleanup, things like that. Skin tone cleanup, work on the face, stuff like that. A lot of little projects to make him finished. But we're gonna just tackle that one little bit at a time. This is Dyson Dungeons. We do this painting stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we also do a D&D stream on Twitch at 2 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. We also have all of this stuff that we do put up on YouTube over time, so you can always go check us out there. And we would appreciate it. I see I got a little silver on his cloak. I'll fix that too. So, I'm gonna start with the leather, I think. Doing some leather cleanup. I cleaned my tray while I was on break, getting some of the messed up older colors that had dried out clear, so starting with a fresh slate, as it were. Here. So we are gonna start cleaning up the boots first. He has sort of these like silver plate things going on his boots, but I need to clean up silver bits of them. Maybe I'm gonna shift my camera over here a little. That's better. I'm just going back in over with the leather brown here to clean up where the silver got a little too out of hand and refine those little plates. Also, clean up a spot or two elsewhere on the leather. Okay, that's good for now. On the boots. So now I'm going to clean up around the belt. There's a couple spots to clean up along the top of the belt, for example. Right here. But also around the rivet, the silver rivets I put in. Need to be cleaned as well, because it gooped a little more than I wanted it to.
Belt cleanup is going all right so far. Have a little touch up to do on the red, but that is a-okay. The belt's looking better, I like to think. So I'm gonna do some red cleanup then. Getting very close to needing to open a new bottle of this. It's getting hard to get out. So before I jump into the big area, there's a couple spots on his stockings here I want to clean up. And there's also a spot that I missed. And I spotted a little spot of leather I need to touch up, and if I don't do it now, I'll forget. That's better. Okay. The spot I sort of missed is the backside of his little tabard. It's visible from back under here. So let me squeeze in with the red. And just paint that in a little here. Mostly good. Alright, so the actual red touch-up now is this area with all the silver in it needs to be cleaned up. Find a little. That's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully. I'll need to probably go back over that with the silver again and bring some of those spots back forward a little. But right now, I'm going to look for other spots where the red needs to be touched in.
So, coming along, there was a small spot of red, there it is, that I got on the boot when I was doing the backside of the tabard. Just gonna clean off my brush at some point here. Alright. Grab a tiny bit of this leather. Reach in and get that covered. Get a little bit more of this shoe covered. Okay. So, I have some blue cleanup to do. I have some gold cleanup to do. And some silver. We're gonna keep just moving along, honing in towards a finished figure. I'm gonna have to do some face work in a little bit here. Some face and finger work on him. But first, I'm gonna tackle the blue. There's a couple spots, not too many, that I want to help refine a little. Mostly where the wrist bracelet thingies went. Just need a little redefining, touching up. A couple on his, like, I don't know, bad guy stripe shoulders. I still don't know what they're called in fashion. The old-timey stripy shoulder look. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere, at least. I'm doing a lot of checking to make sure I have everything in different places where I want them to be. So, close up the blue. Gonna pull out the gold, do a little touching up with the gold, and a couple spots need a little more to sort of... It's a very thick but also transparent paint, which is slightly annoying, but there's a couple spots, mainly on the wristlets here, that need a better, more saturated coat, where the blue is showing through a little too much. Now I'm just working on refining this edge a little. And then we have a rare guest star on our stream today.
I've never been on here before.
You've never been on.
What are you doing?
I'm painting this douchebag.
What did he do that's a douchey?
He's rich.
Oh. Well, you know what we say in Dyson Dungeons? Eat the rich.
Viva la revolution.
Something about the bourgeoisie.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to do with you here.
I will be gone in a second.
Oh, thank God.
It's just called a walk-on.
Oh, you're doing a cameo?
Yeah. That'll be $25.
Oh, yeah. Talk to my manager.
All right, she's upstairs.
All right. Sounds good.
Tell Shy Guy. Hi, Shy Guy.
I don't know if he's actively watching or just has
He
that in
better
the
be. I'm
background.
gonna make fun of him on Discord after this.
What do you think so far?
Well, it looks great. I like the red. I like how much I hate him already.
Uh-huh.
Is that a cigar?
Yep.
Man. Well, I like him. I already hate him.
Good. I have a lot of work to do on the face still, but
It's a very punchable face.
yeah. Yeah, he has a cocked eyebrow and stuff.
Well, it's looking great.
Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so with that interruption over. Just kidding. I am going to do a quick spot cleanup that I see on the fur. Now I'm gonna get out the silver and do try my best at least to get these little designs painted in. I'm trying this super fine brush, but I don't know. See how it goes. Sort of working with me. Those designs are looking okay now. Maybe I'll start to try and tackle the face here? Maybe? Alright. So I have a rough face on, obviously. You know, I have basic skin color and a little bit of the hair. What I'm gonna need is what I used for the hair and the face. So I'm gonna start with the face and then move on to the hair. I might actually start with the eyes here. So I'm gonna put in the eye color kind of roughly. I might try and go extra fancy and do this in several stages. So, first things first. And this will be a little funky looking as I go. First, I'm gonna sort of blob in the white, and I know it looks very blobby, but that's okay because I'm painting it over and I just want to get the area defined and drying. And then I'm gonna come back up over it with the skin color later. So, when you're doing a face like this, there's a lot of layers that happen. So I'm gonna sort of build the eye and then create the eyelid that comes up over the different parts of the eye in order to try and do my best to get a realistic looking eye. And we're gonna have to clean up the fingers and hands once I start doing the skin color stuff as well. So right now he has these big old white blotches for eyes, which is totally fine. So, because gonna give him he's gonna have sort of a Google eye effect for a little bit, googly eye. But this will clean up, I promise you. If I could get the paint loading on the brush right. So, I know, it looks real funny. And while those eye sections are drying, I am going to do a slightly darker lip tone, because people's lips tend to be darker. Which will get partially painted over when I do facial hair, but I want to get it started. He looks very bizarre right now, but that is a-okay, because we're going to be going over it with his skin tone here. And shaping the eye. Hopefully. And my brush is nice and dry, so I don't get any runniness. Okay.
One eye I'm mostly happy with, but one of the eyes I kind of want to start over. And I'm getting very, like, focused in here, so I'm sorry if I'm a little quiet. I'm restarting this eye on his left eye, I guess. You know, it looks a little funky still. It will get there. Patience and all that. Trying to let things dry a little. Because then I have to do facial hair on top of all of this. I'm having such a hard time having the camera focus, right? I feel like. Pulling out a little of his hair color now, which is this dark sand color, it's called. And I'm gonna work a bit on that now.
the big back and forth dance here between these paints. I'm gonna quickly clean up his fingers a little before I go back and clean up some more of the face. I just screwed up that eye, so we're gonna go the easier way. Take a breath. Having a lot of trouble with this eye. Try this one. way too much, but it'll do. Give that a chance to dry, and we'll start again. So while that's drying, I'm gonna start putting in the floor, I think, around his feet. And yeah, that'll give me a little mental break from working on this face. I think I want... Here it is. He has sort of a wood floor he's standing on. So I will do it in wood. So the way I like to do floors is work my way up around the feet, like so, to minimize the amount of mistake I make. By getting the floor color on the feet. Like so. Create like a little zone around. Sort of build that separation there, and then I can be a little more haphazard with the rest of it. With his feet covered. So I can now start spreading it out, the base coat here, around the base of the mini. Get all of that painted in, give them a little bit of a finished looking base. Coming along. Obviously his eye is all messed up, and that will be something to fix once I'm done roughing in our base here. But for now, this is much more relaxing for me to do. Gives me a little breather from working on the face. And lets the face dry, which will help. So there's a little bit of the base put in, roughly. So, back to cleaning up the eyeball. And then I think if I can get that done, we'll be ready for washing, which will be good. We'll be on track for that. So. Nice and shaken up. Okay. See what we can do about this eye. There. Very, very close to where I want it to be. That will do, is what I'm gonna say. Wow, I just like wiped off some of the brown around the base with my fingers, didn't I? That's okay. I was in the zone, as it were. So once that dries, I'll touch that up before we do a wash on our noble. Does I look right? It's almost right. I actually feel like I need to do a little bit extra. Jeez, I'm a little bit of a mess right now. Whoops. Okay. That'll do. Maybe. The eternal back and forth. And then I'm gonna wash all this, so it's like half of this won't even show, will it? I'll carefully wash it, obviously, but yeah. This is just how it goes sometimes, and that's a-okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, it screwed me up. I had to cough it just the wrong time. You know what? It'll do. Okay. Now to clean up the giant mess I made with my fingers on the base. And then once that's done, I think I can do the wash. You know, because I kind of really just sucks. And that's the way it is right now. Let me clean all this up, this mess up quickly. I'm gonna let that dry, wash all the brown off my fingers here. And when I get back, I'm gonna take one more crack at this eyeball. Because it's really bothering me that it doesn't look good. So, I'm gonna set him here. I'm not gonna bother with the break screen because I'm just gonna wash my fingers. Be back. Okay. There we go. Yep. Alright, we are going to attempt to tackle this eyeball one last time. Sort of start from scratch here. Put a little ivory in, like so. It's starting to get too much paint, honestly. So this is sort of my last real attempt before I sort of just say screw it. But, you know, give it a shot. Because the annoying part is I have one eye pretty good. That's what's bothering me, honestly. Is that I'm pretty happy with one of the eyes. So yeah, a little brush hair I got on the eye. I have a set of tweezers somewhere around here. Yeah, that brush hair screwed that up a little, didn't it? That'll do. Okay. Now to just give him his eyebrow back, and we'll do some wash. Hope everyone's day is going pretty well. I know we're easing into the afternoon here for a lot of people. A little bit of a messy face, but the alternative is to sort of scrape it down and start over from scratch, and I don't have that kind of time today, so he'll be what he is, and we will give him a wash. So there's going to be two types of washes. There's going to be an umber wash and a gray wash to sort of tone everything in and create some shadows. I'm going to start with the umber wash because that's mostly just going to go on the leather and the base. So umber is just a type of brown, a word for brown, basically. It's a type of brown. So, and a wash is basically just a very thin paint that likes to sort of sink into cracks and crevices, and it gives us, it tones it down towards whatever color the wash is, and then it also helps create shadow effects, darker and lighter spots, sort of builds contrast, that sort of thing. So I'm just applying a little bit of umber wash on my leather parts here. To give that belt a little more variation in color. And then the same for the boots, obviously. It'll help bring out the texture. I try to generally apply wash sort of against the grain of the model if there's like ridges or anything like that. And it'll dry and just add a lot of contrast in those areas. I'll probably also be doing an umber wash on the hands and the face to help bring out shapes in those. Like the definition of the fingers, things like that. So, since I'm here,
do that. Do you want another flip? There you go. So, there's some mild frustration with this figure in a few spots, but generally, overall, not too terrible. The face is not as nice as I wanted it to be, but this is just how things go. And if I was able to take my time a little, slow down a little, maybe it would have been better. I know I'm off camera and just trying to get this umber wash placed right. And I'm also going to use this umber wash on the fur of the collar here to just add some variation in it, some depth. Okay, so that'll take a minute to dry, and then I'll probably highlight the face a little. Put some umber wash on the floor, although it won't show too terribly much. Just to get a little variation down in here. Show some of the wood texture a little better. Okay, now I'm gonna grab the dark gray wash for the rest of him. Start up here with the cape. work our way down. Getting some wash on here makes it look nicer.
we're coming along. Okay. So he's basically done. I might try and tackle that eye a little more, but I have to be a little more drastic about how I approach it. Just clean up the face maybe here. But it's almost 2, so that is future Nichole's problem. Here is our pretty much finished noble. Yeah. Boom, punch the face there. He has some drying to do. Things will get a little less shiny as he dries and mellow out a little. But yeah, that is our noble. I'm gonna end it there. Thank you everyone for watching. Yeah, and we will, I think we don't have a show this weekend, but I forget. At the very least, we'll be back on Monday for more painting at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So please check us out here. Like, subscribe, follow, bell, all that stuff here on Twitch, or if you're watching on YouTube. And thanks for going through this paint with me. All right. I will see you all later. Bye.